The only thing that she did wrong at the day and time was drive a vehicle.
With cocaine, alcohol in her system, beer in the car at a .20.
Right away, this case takes a heartbreaking turn. What starts as a DWI hearing quickly becomes a fatal crash investigation. When alcohol, drugs, and a loss of life appear in the same courtroom, every decision carries enormous legal and emotional weight.
And there's a fatality as a result.
Yes, sir.
Can you please read to me what happened?
Yes, sir. This crash happened back on December 24th of last year. Officers were advised of a four-vehicle crash at 5:37 a.m. on the 6300 block of I-45 South here in Harris County. Investigators observed massive damage on a Chrysler, indicating a head-on impact, massive force damage on a Mitsubishi, indicating a T-bone impact to the driver's side. Officers spoke with a HFD firefighter who was on his way to work and observed the Chrysler strike the Mitsubishi. The Chrysler cut in front of him, causing him to swerve to the right and hit an Amazon truck. He states that this defendant was the driver and sole occupant of the Chrysler, and the driver of the Amazon truck confirms the wheel witness's story and stated that he clipped the Chrysler as he was coming to a stop. The complainant was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced deceased. Officers observed an unopened beer can in the driver's seat of the Chrysler. This defendant stated that she was the driver and that she struck the vehicle.
Listen to the evidence being read aloud. The blood, alcohol level, cocaine, marijuana, and the defendant's own statements all become key pieces of the prosecution's case in court. Physical evidence often speaks louder than personal explanations.
They observed a strong odor of alcohol in her breath, red glassy eyes, and slurred speech. She was transported to the hospital, and a DRE arrived, and she was Mirandized and she waived her rights. She stated that an SUV was stopped in a lane and she tried to swerve to avoid hitting it and then crashed into the other vehicle. She admitted to consuming 4 to 5 12-ounce twisted teas and smoking marijuana.
And alcohol in the car while she's driving?
Yes, sir. SFSTs were done. She scored 6 out of 6 on the HGN. She did not have vertical gaze nystagmus, and officers observed a lack of convergence. They were not able to do the walk and turn and one leg stand due to her injuries of a broken arm and sternum. There was a blood warrant and residual search warrant that were done, and her blood, Your Honor, came back at a .025 for ethanol, and she had, yes, 0.25, yes, sir. And then she had marijuana and cocaine in her system.
Here's the legal twist. Prosecutors mention a causation issue, meaning they believe proving that intoxication legally caused the death may be difficult. That's why this case becomes far more complicated than it first appears.
And what's the offer you have worked out?
We worked out an 18-month probation offer with 7 days as a condition, Your Honor.
I don't think that's enough. The fact that there's a dead body in this case, why is it not an intoxication?
It's a causation issue, Judge. We looked at it for an upgrade, is my understanding, because the other vehicle was on the roadway. Legally speaking, there's a causation problem, Judge, so that's why we came to the agreement that we have the families on board.
I'm not going to take it. You have a dead body here.
The judge isn't convinced by the proposed plea deal. When a fatality is involved, many judges expect consequences that reflect the seriousness of the outcome. You can hear the frustration building with every response.
She has cocaine in the system. She's got booze in the car while she's driving, and a dead body. I'm not down with that. No, we're gonna have to do something else. But I would be remiss a week in jail where we have a dead body.
Yes, sir.
And to me, just because you're 9 months pregnant doesn't factor anywhere in my mind, Miss Sanchez. Ma'am, look at me.
This may be the most emotional moment of the hearing. The judge reminds the defendant that while she's preparing to bring a child into the world, another family is grieving a life that can never be replaced. That's a statement the courtroom won't forget.
While you're about to give life, you took someone else's life. How many lives are now ruined because of this? Not only yours, how about everybody else? Every single day in Harris County, someone is maimed because of the DWI. It's sick that we lead the nation in fatalities. And I don't know why they can't prove causation to charge you with intoxication manslaughter. But to me, a week is insufficient. It's not enough.
Yes, sir.
So,
We'll go back to the drawing board and get
Go
a
back,
reset, Judge.
but-
Yes, sir.
The defense argues the crash was unavoidable, but the judge immediately begins questioning that claim. Now the focus shifts from emotion back to legal proof. And that's exactly where this courtroom battle is about to intensify.
I'm ready to set this case for trial now, so unless we can work something out today, I'm saying it gets set today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, I understand that a fatality did occur, but the reason why they weren't able to charge my client with intox manslaughter is because this accident was unavoidable. If you were
Unavoidable?
yes, sir. At the time of this accident, it was unavoidable. What ended up happening is that the deceased party spun out in front of her, and she was just going straight. The only thing that she did wrong at the day and time was drive a vehicle.
With cocaine, alcohol in her system, beer in the car at a .20. Let me ask you something. Have you ever done breath test? Have you ever blown into a breath test machine?